What began as a simple getaway to unwind, visit an old friend, and enjoy the fresh air of northern France quickly turned into something far more thrilling. A casual conversation over wine led to an invitation to join a wild boar hunt the very next day. The western region, with its dense oak forests and rugged terrain, provides the perfect setting for wild boars. My friend, an experienced local hunter, mentioned that if we were lucky, we could stumble upon an entire herd within hours. Though skeptical, I grabbed the rifle and joined in. Thus, an unplanned yet exhilarating adventure unfolded. Comment number 1 to be part of this exciting hunt. Barely a few seconds passed when 2 wild boars appeared charging across the path with incredible speed. The hunter within me surged to life. I lifted my rifle, focused on the white boar, and squeezed the trigger. The first shot missed its mark, but on the second try, I couldn't let it slip away. The boar tumbled a few times before lying motionless on the other side of the path. An impressive start, I thought. I was certain I'd earned some respect from the local hunters on my first outing with the team. We moved on to the pre-scouted hunting grounds, and the team scattered to track any signs of the prey. I decided to take cover behind a dense bush, waiting quietly. 15 minutes of stillness passed before another wild boar appeared. I slowly raised my rifle, waiting for the wild boar to come closer, but the animal, perhaps sensing the dangers, suddenly veered off course and bolted. Too late for it, my barrel was already locked onto the target. Its frantic sideways dash only made it easier for me to line up the shot. By the end of the morning, I had already encountered several wild boars. Just like the one I had just shot, I took it down while lying in wait on the hillside. From a distance, its large shape was visible, but as I approached, its true size took me by surprise. It had to weigh well over 120 kg. Around noon, I finally got the moment I had been waiting for, a confrontation with an entire herd of wild boars. I spotted their shapes in the distance and quickly sprinted to a nearby hiding spot, staying as quiet as possible while I waited for the perfect opportunity. The sound of hooves crunching through the dry leaves grew louder. Then the led boar appeared, followed by the massive herd charging across the path. There was no time for hesitation. I raised my rifle and began firing in rapid succession. The earlier shots had clearly made the wild boars more wary, forcing us to keep moving. By chance, I spotted a small pond hidden deep within the thick brush. Something told me to stop and wait. A few minutes later, my instincts proved right. A wild boar appeared by the pond's edge, calmly lowering its head to drink. I tightened my grip on the rifle, focused on my breathing, and gently squeezed the trigger. After the successful shot earlier, the team slowly made our way out of the oak forest. We paused at the forest's edge, considering it one last opportunity to test our luck before heading back. Surprisingly, just a few minutes after we stopped, a rustling sound came from the bushes right where I had been lying in ambush. Before I could react, a wild boar charged out with incredible speed. My shot missed, and the prey darted off, escaping without a second thought. That marked the end of today's hunt. Did this adventure excite you? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling hunting stories. The few days I spent in Greece gifted me with countless unforgettable experiences, one of which was a wild boar hunt in the Amaranthus Mountains during the chilly winter. In this region, natural predators are becoming increasingly scarce, allowing the wild boar population to flourish unchecked. Along with a few friends, I ventured into this hunt. It was through this experience that I truly understood why the Greeks continue to uphold the tradition of wild boar hunting as an essential part of their heritage. After a quick breakfast, we climbed into our familiar vehicle and set off toward the Amaranthus Mountains in the western Peloponnese. It was the season when wild boars were highly active, making it the perfect time for hunting. The fresh snow made it easy to spot their tracks, and I kept a sharp eye on them as I moved swiftly, sensing that the prey was close. Do you enjoy hunting wild boars with a rifle? If so, leave comment number 2, if not, leave number 5. And sure enough, a dark shadow came charging down the opposite slope. I took my shot just in time, a clean hit. The boar fell and slid down the hill. Still, I approached cautiously and fired another shot because in the forest, certainty is always the most reliable companion. Not far from me, Gilbert had also taken his position, firing repeatedly as a whole herd of wild boars suddenly appeared. However, wild boars are no easy prey. They sprint like the wind, weaving through the dense trees, making the forest feel like an impossible maze. Despite Gilbert's best efforts to keep up, aiming in such conditions proved to be incredibly difficult. In the blink of an eye, the entire herd had vanished as quickly as it had appeared. After about half an hour of trekking, we found ourselves nearing the mountain's peak. As we continued moving, Gilbert and I spotted some strange activity near the tree line. Trusting my instincts, I quickly raised my rifle and fired, making sure the wild boar didn't slip away into the brush. One clean shot, as precise and swift as I prefer. By the time we reached the mountain peak, the air had turned colder and the snow underfoot was thickening. but the distant barking of dogs urged us forward. Out of nowhere, a dark figure emerged. Gilbert steadied his rifle and took a perfect shot. At close range, the boar had nowhere to run this time. The chase with the wild boars grew more intense as the day went on. Every moment counted, and we pressed on through the afternoon, seizing every opportunity. Our hunting dogs stayed close, helping the team track down new targets. The snowstorm worsened, forcing us to head downhill for shelter. We set up a temporary tent, and I waited quietly for my teammates to return. As I sat there in silence, the distant sound of barking dogs and gunfire suddenly snapped me into action. Without hesitation, I raised my rifle, aimed, and fired. The boar collapsed in the thick snow. I had just wrapped up an unplanned hunt. As the rain let up and clouds lingered overhead, I kept on tracking the last targets of the day. Concealed behind a tangle of wild branches, I silently watched a wild boar's movements. Waiting for the perfect moment, I slowly lifted my rifle and took a clean shot that brought the chase to an end. The crack of the gun echoed and the boar dropped, signaling the close of this tough hunting trip. The obstacles we encountered along the way weren't just about the hunt. They were valuable lessons in patience and perseverance. Thanks for coming along on this journey with us. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to help support the channel. Get ready for an all-new challenge. Today we're taking on 24 hours in the mountains, battling the wild and tracking down the toughest wild boars out there. With rough terrain, intense weather, and unexpected twists, can we pull it off? The results of this adventure might just surprise you. Drop a number 1 in the comments to ride along on this hunting quest. Over the past few decades, the wild boar population in France has grown significantly, now estimated at around 1 million. These animals have caused major damage to crops and farmland, especially in Brittany, where compensation to farmers jumped from $185,000 to $455,000 in just 1 year. In response, the government has promoted hunting efforts, resulting in a noticeable rise in the number of hunters, particularly among women and younger generations. Our hunting team set out early in the morning, guided by the ONX Hunt app on our phones. This app combines digital maps with GPS data, helping us pinpoint legal hunting zones, study the terrain, and track animal movement. With this tech on our side, we're aiming for a smooth and successful hunt. Guided by the app, we caught sight of a lone wild boar dashing wildly. Unfortunately for it, luck wasn't on its side today. As it rushed past me, I fired off 2 well-aimed shots, leaving it no chance to get away as it tumbled down the slope. Staying in tight formation, we soon spotted another dark figure. It crept forward carefully before making a sudden break for it. But our hunting dogs were quick to pursue, driving the boar out into the open. It put up a fierce fight, but a well-placed shot brought the struggle to an end. Not long after, down in a small valley, I saw another wild boar being chased by the dogs. Even from a good distance, I took the shot, and luckily my aim was true, making it another successful hunt. Out in the more open, hilly terrain, my fellow hunters guided the dogs toward the shooting area. We followed the sound of their bark's eyes scanning the dense brush. Just as we expected, a wild boar suddenly burst out at lightning speed. But with the reflexes of an experienced hunter, I reacted instantly. One accurate shot brought down the big, heavy boar. On our way back, we made a roadside stop once again, using the app to guide us. We had another run-in with a wild boar. Sensing danger, it bolted immediately, making it tough to get a clean shot. I steadied my aim, but to guarantee a hit, we coordinated and fired 2 quick shots in succession. At last, the animal went down. Every wild boar we hunted was recovered, marking the end of a tense yet successful outing. The following day, luck was on our side even more. This time, we faced a fierce herd of wild boars deep in a pristine wilderness. The landscape was filled with rolling green-covered mountains dotted with impressive rock formations. Within the first 30 minutes, we spotted several wild boars. Startled, they scattered in every direction, but our team and dogs quickly pursued and managed to corner them. A rapid series of shots echoed at close range, bringing down several boars. The loud noise only added to the intensity of the moment. After the barrage, we felt highly satisfied with our success. Next, we set our sights on a tougher goal, hunting wild boars atop the highest peak in the region. This peak was notoriously dangerous, demanding extra care to stay safe. A gunshot rang out across the mountains, taking down a wild boar that tumbled down the slope. The hunt grew more intense as we kept running into boars. Luckily, fortune favored us. Armed with just a basic hunting rifle, my shooting skills were truly tested, and the boars fell, one after another. At the base of the mountain lay a small valley with a stream flowing through it. The cool water seemed to be a favorite spot for the boars who enjoyed bathing and cooling off there. We carefully followed the stream looking for any sign of prey, as we thought wild boars showed up along the riverbank. We tracked their movements closely. Still taking a clear shot here was tough thanks to the thick branches blocking our view. I spent a good while stalking and ambushing one particular boar. Finally, when it paused briefly, I took my shot, 2 decisive hits that brought it down immediately. When I spotted a wild boar running, I immediately gave chase and trapped it against the mountainside. As it desperately tried to shake off the hunting dogs, I took my shot. Another wild boar went down. While hunting boars might look simple, hitting accurate shots demands serious marksmanship. Luckily, years of practice and experience helped me land those crucial shots. We wrapped up the trip while there was still plenty of daylight, but this mission isn't over yet. Managing the wild boar population continues to be a big challenge. Thanks for coming along on this adventure. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Though nature poses many threats few realized, wild boars have been quietly wreaking havoc across Texas for nearly 20 years, causing massive damage to agriculture. At the same time, invasive species are spreading disease and destroying habitats, putting many local plants and animals at risk. Drop a number 1 in the comments to join today's thrilling hunt and learn more about these challenges. Thanks to their fast reproduction and tough survival skills, wild boars have become one of the most dangerous invasive species in the U.S. They destroy crops, harm natural ecosystems, and pose serious threats to both agricultural security and biodiversity. Traditional control methods like trapping, fencing, and ground hunting are becoming outdated, no longer effective enough to keep pace with their rapid spread and explosive population growth. In the last 20 years, wild boars have caused $335 million in damage across Texas, with that number rising 60% since 2024. This serious threat has pushed authorities and communities to look for stronger, more effective ways to tackle the problem. Have you ever wondered what it's like to hunt wild boars from the air in Texas? What once felt like something out of an action movie is now an everyday reality in many rural parts of the southern U.S. helicopter hog. Hunting a method that blends military tech with expert hunting skills is becoming a top solution used by wildlife control companies and large farms to combat the growing invasion of this species. Modern helicopters flown by skilled pilots skim close to the ground at speeds reaching 170 miles per hour. Equipped with infrared cameras, short-range radar, and night vision goggles, they can quickly spot and track targets even in low light or through thick, tangled forests. Helicopters don't just detect targets, they're also outfitted with advanced weapons, usually AR-15 or AR-10 semi-automatic rifles equipped with holographic sights that let hunters aim accurately from long distances. In just minutes, a helicopter can cover over 500,000 acres of farmland and dense forest, prime hiding and breeding spots for wild boars. A precise shot from above can quickly bring down an adult boar, helping to ease the pressure on affected lands. In helicopter hog hunting, the Bell 206 Jet Ranger is the top choice, a civilian helicopter famous for its agility, speed, and steady flight at low altitudes. It can also be equipped with extra hunting gear. Some companies opt for smaller models like the Hughes 500 or Robinson R44, which offer fuel efficiency while carrying 2 hunters and all the gear needed for extended hunts. Helicopter hog hunting in Texas isn't cheap, but it's definitely an unforgettable adventure. Prices range from $1,500 to $8,000 depending on the package, with upgrades like automatic weapons and night vision gear pushing costs higher. Despite the price, picture yourself soaring over rugged terrain, armed and ready to take down invasive species with pinpoint accuracy. Would you pay for this experience? Drop a number or 2 in the comments if yes, or a number of 5 if not. While helicopter hog hunting is permitted in Texas as a wildlife control method, it's not a free-for-all. Only hunters with valid permits and landowner approval can carry out these hunts. This helps protect property rights and ensures the activity follows strict rules on wildlife management, environmental safety, and community protection. Unlike sport hunting, helicopter hog hunting isn't about recreation or trophies. It's focused on quickly reducing populations to minimize agricultural damage and protect the environment. Hunters involved must act professionally and humanely, aiming for fast, clean kills to prevent unnecessary suffering. This demands skill-sharp focus and strong ethical responsibility. A missed shot not only causes needless harm to the animal, but also puts fellow hunters in the surrounding area at risk. From takeoff to landing, every step is carefully coordinated. Ground teams, pilots, and hunters all play vital roles. Weather, terrain, flight routes, target zones, and emergency plans are thoroughly mapped out to make sure the mission is both successful and safe. Proper clothing and protective gear are essential. High speeds, rotor winds, turbulence, and unpredictable conditions can cause physical and mental fatigue, so thorough preparation is key to helping hunters stay focused and sharp throughout the trip. You should wear full-coverage, durable clothing, high-top, non-slip boots, and gloves to protect yourself during the hunt. Safety goggles and a helmet are required to guard against flying debris, dust, and impacts in emergencies. A professional operator will offer detailed guidance on gear and may even run through simulations before the trip. Be proactive, ask questions, and prepare carefully, because in aerial hunting, thorough preparation is key to staying safe and effective throughout the adventure. Would you focus on taking out the wild boars ruining your crops or the ones spreading disease? This is just the start of a tough hunting season in 2025. We'll answer all your questions in part 2 of this episode, so be sure to leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support our channel and stay updated on this hunting adventure. A few days ago, I got an unexpected invite from a friend in Texas to join a challenging wild boar hunt. But this isn't your usual hunt. It's an annual event where the best sharpshooters come together to take down huge wild boars, the sworn enemies of crops and ranches. Drop a number 1 in the comments to join us on this exciting hunting adventure. Wild boars reproduce at an incredible rate. A female can have 4 to 12 piglets per litter and produce 2 to 3 litters each year. After a short 115-day gestation, a new generation arrives. Even more concerning, within 6 to 8 months, these piglets mature and begin breeding themselves, creating a never-ending cycle. At this pace, their population can explode in just a few years, spiraling out of control and causing major problems, devastating crops, damaging ecosystems, and even threatening people and livestock. That's why annual hunting events are held to manage their numbers and prevent an unchecked population boom. As our off-road vehicle rolled across the vast fields, the first light of dawn stretched across the horizon. When we reached the hunting zone, the dogs caught the scent of wild boars and surged ahead. We raised our rifles ready to strike. Suddenly, a wild boar exploded out of the thick brush at incredible speed. Without hesitation, we fired. The shot connected, making the boar stagger before it collapsed. Startled by the gunfire, several other boars hidden nearby took off from their cover.
Perfect.
But within seconds, more gunfire echoed and another boar went down. One tried to flee, but before it disappeared, a shot rang out. It all happened in the blink of an eye. After that intense start, we moved into a wide meadow where another herd was feeding. The team spread out, waiting for the right moment. The dogs barked loudly, signaling the boars were close. 5 of them came into view. I took the first down with a single shot. The second tried to escape, but a bullet stopped it before it got far. The last three scattered in panic, but I quickly fired, dropping each one. In seconds, all five were taken down. Heading deeper into the hills, we found tracks leading to a bigger herd. The thick trees made it hard to see, but our experience helped us locate them fast. The first boar went down immediately. Two others close by didn't stand a chance as follow-up shots took them out cleanly. The rest of the hunters in the group kept firing without pause. By the end of that encounter, 7 more boars had been taken down. Staying in position, we moved carefully, watching every detail. Suddenly, a noise ahead caught our attention. A wild boar appeared right in front of us. I fired multiple times, each shot hitting perfectly, and brought it down instantly. As the sun started to set, the hunt wasn't over yet. We kept searching and soon spotted a few stray boars feeding. Seizing the chance, we moved in fast. I took careful aim at a boar hidden behind some bushes and fired a precise shot, bringing it down immediately. 2 others tried to run, but they couldn't get away. More gunfire rang out, and we added to our tally. On a forested hill, we spotted more than a dozen boars hiding out. Without hesitation, we took our positions, weapons ready. In a coordinated attack, we unleashed a barrage of bullets. The chaos sent the boars scattering, but within seconds, over half the herd was down. Back at the rendezvous point, we tallied our haul: more than 30 wild boars taken down after a tense, demanding day of hunting. The hunt ended with a deep sense of satisfaction, though I know plenty more boars are still out there, making the next chase even more exciting. The wild boar population is rising rapidly, making control efforts more urgent than ever, especially as food shortages push them out into the open, making them bolder and easier to hunt. This is the prime time for wild boar hunting across Europe. Are you ready for the hunt? Drop a number 1 in the comments to get started. Hunters often plan large-scale hunts deep in wild forests and mountains aiming to take down massive boars. This time we came face-to-face with a real monster bigger than any we'd ever taken down before. As usual, with weapons and gear ready, we set out immediately. The spot wasn't far, just a mountainous area close to home. We've encountered wild boars at this spot many times before. Once assigned the task and the hunting area identified, we quickly moved to a high vantage point perfect for watching the whole forest. In the quiet stillness, a wild boar suddenly appeared, moving swiftly and weaving through the trees. We fired immediately. The gunshot echoed and brought down the target. Looking across at the opposite hill, a massive wild boar appeared, followed by its herd in the scope. With no time to hesitate, we quickly raised our rifles, aimed at the herd, and fired. However, the dense forest with thick tree canopies gave them natural cover, making our first volley less effective than we hoped. The herd scattered quickly, disappearing from view in an instant. Undeterred, we quickly gathered ourselves and launched a second attack. This time, things went much better. 2 boars were hit, collapsing onto the white snow. The rest fled in panic. We immediately split into groups, tracking their footprints to keep up the chase. Enjoying this hunt, if so, drop a number 2, if not, leave a number 5. As we closed in on the boars, steady gunfire echoed through the forest. Finally, the wild boars were taken down, scattered across the area. Realizing that searching manually wasn't efficient, we decided to use drones and hunting dogs to boost our tracking abilities. Within minutes, the dogs' barks echoed through the woods, signaling they'd caught the scent of wild boars. We quickly hurried toward them. As soon as we arrived, the whole team focused on a massive dark figure, an enormous wild boar. The chase was intense, but after a long pursuit, the boar started to tire. Its once powerful strides grew slow and labored. Seizing the moment, I quickly raised my rifle, aiming from the perfect angle. At just 50 meters, a sharp, decisive shot took down the colossal 200-kilo wild boar. While the team was still riding the high of victory, a sudden noise burst from the bushes ahead. Out charged a massive wild boar at a terrifying speed. Without hesitation, I raised my rifle, aimed straight at the beast, and pulled the trigger. Only then did we move in. It was a colossal boar weighing around 350 kilos. After that surprise encounter, we pressed on. Every now and then, a few wild boars appeared in our sights, unaware that every move they made was being tracked. With sharp gunshots, boars of all sizes dropped one by one. The next day, the hunt went on. Moving through the thick layer of leaves was tough. Every step felt heavy and slow, draining our energy, but our persistence paid off fast. Just beyond a cluster of trees, I suddenly spotted a large herd of wild boars. Without hesitation, I raised my rifle and fired repeatedly at the group. After a hail of bullets, several targets were downed.
Çekiyorum.
Lying in ambush on the mountainside, I suddenly spotted a herd of wild boars moving quickly. It seemed they sensed something was off. Staying calm and focused, I waited for the perfect shot. I fired repeatedly, taking down the large boars in front of me.
Gördün mü Müslüm abi nasıl vuruluyor?
Worn out but thrilled, we ended the hunt feeling incredibly satisfied. This was definitely one of our most successful wild boar hunts yet. Did you enjoy today's adventure? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting hunts. Every night at my house, eerie sounds rise from deep in the forest, sending chills down our spines. It's the wild boars, the uninvited destroyers, relentlessly tearing up our family's small garden. Tonight, a few friends and I have planned a nighttime hunt in a nearby wild valley. What will we find on this hunt? Comment number 1 and join me on this thrilling journey. The heavy air hinted at an approaching storm, but it didn't break our determination. Around 7:30 p.m., as darkness fully settled over the forest, the first wild boars started to emerge. They were large and imposing, with thick dark gray fur and long distinctive snouts, constantly on edge from unfamiliar sounds nearby.
What you got, bud?
In the pouring rain, we quietly watched as the pig approached the trap and cautiously started to feed. Waiting for the perfect moment, I quickly fired at the pig in the best position. The gunshot startled the pigs, sending them scattering in every direction. I immediately adjusted my rifle and kept scanning the dark forest for more targets. Then a boar slowly emerged from the bushes. I pulled the trigger and the gunshot brought it down instantly. This nighttime hunt was truly intense. The rain made everything more challenging, but we pushed forward, determined to take down every target in sight. 1, 2, 3. Luckily, the rain stopped quickly, leaving behind cool, quiet air. We decided to move to another spot, a large meadow nearby. In the pitch-black night, a herd of cattle rested peacefully. But soon after, we noticed something surprising. Can you spot it? Not just one, but several massive wild boars standing among the cattle. These wild boars can weigh up to 200 kilos, and with their aggressive behavior, they won't hesitate to stand their ground against other animals. I aimed at the biggest boar, gripped my rifle firmly, and pulled the trigger, taking down one boar after another. With each shot, we had to concentrate on shooting accurately to bring down as many as possible. The large, frightened herd scattered in every direction, making it harder to aim. At the same time, we had to be careful not to accidentally shoot the cattle. When the hunt ended, the ground was covered with fallen pigs scattered all around. We quickly collected the trophies, lining them up to count. Even though we took down many, quite a few still got away, leaving us with some regret. But our mission wasn't over yet. Have you ever hunted wild boars at night? If yes, drop a comment with the number 2. If not, comment with the number 5.
Hey, what you got there, bud?
Determined to hunt bigger wild boars, we climbed onto the truck bed, scanning the distance for signs of prey. One of the tools I brought was a speaker playing a special sound. The lifelike noise not only caught the pigs' attention, but also lured them closer. Look, a wild boar quickly slipped through the grass, heading our way. It was huge, with dark skin and fur, its eyes glowing red in the light, though still a bit cautious. Its curiosity pushed it nearer. When it got within perfect range, I took the first shot, aiming right at its head. But the wild boar didn't go down right away. The second and third shots fired quickly after, yet it kept struggling and trying to get away. It wasn't until the fifth shot that I finally took it down for good. The trophy filled us with huge excitement. Just kidding, what? Turns out this hunting experiment went way better than expected. Not just the sound, but the spotlight's beam also drew in more pigs. We stayed in our ambush, taking down a few more, all attracted by the noise I made. This was honestly the most unique and thrilling night hunt I'd ever experienced. Though it was late, we kept at it, determined to bring down a few more wild boars. The massive dark shapes casually foraged across the field, unaware they'd walked right into our sights. Once I locked onto a target, I fired quickly. The loud gunshot startled the pigs, sending them scattering. But our hunting team didn't let them get away. Everyone carefully adjusted their rifles, aiming to take down the whole herd. Precise shots brought down several large pigs, a solid win. In the quiet night, we worked tirelessly to hunt them, helping reduce the damage they caused to local farmers. Still, as the night wore on, fatigue started to set in. We knew it was time to wrap up the hunt. The gunfire gradually died down and the pigs were probably too spooked to come back. The night ended on a proud note filled with the satisfaction of a successful hunt. With the final shot, silence settled over the countryside once again. Despite all the challenges and hard work, our teamwork and persistence paid off. It was a wild, thrilling night to remember. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our upcoming hunting adventures. See you on the next journey.
Kill him right there.
The situation in Mississippi is getting worse as wild boars repeatedly invade farmland, causing serious damage. Cornfields, rice paddies, and other vital crops are being destroyed, creating major challenges for farmers. In nearby regions where agriculture is the economic backbone, the estimated damage caused by wild boars reaches as high as $15 billion annually. Drop a comment with the number 1 to join us on today's hunt and discover the efforts underway to tackle this growing problem. It's estimated that about 600,000 wild boars are wreaking havoc across both rural and urban areas. Local authorities are struggling to keep their numbers under control, mainly because these animals reproduce rapidly and adapt to a wide range of habitats from dense forests to farmlands and even city outskirts. Tackling this problem calls for more effective and sustainable strategies to reduce the damage caused by this invasive species. As the threat from wild boars grows, residents have taken action by implementing various control measures to reduce their numbers and limit their hiding spots. Dedicated teams have been formed to monitor wild boar activity, set traps, and manage the population. These traps, usually around 10 by 10 feet, are strategically placed in areas frequented by wild boars. Constructed from sturdy steel mesh and equipped with automatic gates that close once a boar enters the traps, are designed to be both effective and safe for controlling this invasive species. This approach enhances the safety of residents during the trapping and relocation efforts. With leg traps like these, hunters don't have to rely on bait to lure wild boars, as the traps are set in areas that boars regularly frequent. Only those with special permits are authorized to hunt wild boars. To secure a permit, hunters must complete a demanding training program that spans at least 6 months. Do you approve of this trapping method? If so, comment with the number 2. If not, use the number 5. Mississippi authorities impose strict regulations on the issuance of hunting permits and the use of traps to protect hunters from wild boar attacks. In numerous instances, wild boars have managed to escape traps because hunters neglected to check them after setting. If traps aren't firmly secured to the ground or the clamps aren't tight enough, boars can easily break free during their movements. The traps must be licensed and comply with the standards established by Mississippi authorities to ensure both effectiveness and adherence to safety guidelines. Using non-compliant traps can result in hunters having their hunting licenses revoked. To combat this issue, large steel cage traps are strategically deployed across affected regions. These traps, designed to capture several wild boars, simultaneously boast an impressive effectiveness rate of up to 85%. In areas such as Inch, this method has successfully managed hundreds of wild boars. Each trap can hold between 3 to 5 boars depending on its size and design, making it an effective tool in controlling the population of this invasive species. Hunters must inspect traps regularly, ideally within 12 to 24 hours, after setting them to maintain humane practices and ensure traps can be reused quickly. The trapping season generally spans autumn and early winter, when wild boars are more active in their search for food. Trapping during this time helps reduce the damage wild boars cause to crops and property, while also aiding in better population control in residential areas. This approach safeguards both the community and the surrounding environment. Wild boars are most active at night, making this the ideal time to set traps, significantly increasing the chances of capturing them. This type of trap not only helps minimize the damage caused by wild boars, but also ensures environmental safety by preventing harm to other wildlife. With the advancement of modern sensor technology and motion detection devices, these traps boast a success rate of up to 80%, offering an effective and sustainable solution for controlling the population of this invasive species. Using steel cage traps to manage wild boars in Mississippi offers several benefits compared to firearms. Over the past 5 years, this method has helped save on ammunition costs and remove the need for professional hunters. Additionally, steel cage traps are more environmentally friendly as they generate no noise pollution, pose no risk to hunters, and reduce negative impacts on the surrounding ecosystem. This method effectively and sustainably controls the wild boar population while maintaining safety and ecological balance. With an estimated 20,000 wild boars captured annually using the steel cage trap method, this approach has played a crucial role in reducing the damage caused by wild boars across the country. Hunters collect the captured boars at trap locations designated by local authorities. This process not only helps mitigate damage but also provides valuable data for the government to refine management strategies. Additionally, Mississippi authorities organize community education programs each year to raise awareness about the dangers posed by wild boars and offer essential guidance on how to safely handle encounters with them. Through years of dedicated effort and community education, Mississippi has developed a strong prevention and control system, resulting in a safer and more stable environment for residents. If you support the method, Mississippi residents use to hunt wild boars with traps, comment with the number 1. Don't forget to like and share the video to gain more benefits in your work. Stay tuned for the next video.
Hello everyone. In Australia, many poultry farms are facing severe consequences due to the attack of thousands of foxes. The Australian government has discussed and implemented measures to address this fox invasion. Leave a comment with the number 1 and let's explore the situation and experience the journey of solving this issue together. The red fox is notorious for its intelligence and poses a major threat to the poultry industry in Australia. They raid chicken farms, creating challenges not only economically, but also for maintaining sustainable farming. Red foxes typically attack poultry farms at night when the chickens are resting and less alert. Each attack can cause significant damage. Foxes usually only eat a small portion of the chicken they hunt, leaving many others injured or dead. Additionally, they steal eggs and food, further increasing the economic losses for farmers. According to 2023 statistics, the Australian poultry industry has suffered losses of around 1.5 billion USD due to red fox attacks. The ongoing assaults by red foxes not only threaten the livelihoods of farmers, but also disrupt agricultural ecosystems. So, is their innate predatory behavior the main reason why red foxes attack poultry so aggressively? Red foxes were introduced to Australia in the 19th century to hunt rabbits. However, when the rabbit population exploded, the red foxes began attacking poultry instead. Without natural predators in Australia, their numbers grew rapidly. A single red fox can give birth to 4 to 10 pups each year. The growing fox population has created a challenging situation for Australian farmers and altered the ecosystem. With their nocturnal hunting behavior, sharp hearing, and keen sense of smell to detect prey, controlling and preventing fox attacks on poultry has become even more difficult. The poultry industry, with losses ranging from 50 to 100 million USD, faces two major challenges: not only reduced profits, but also a threat to economic stability. This creates difficulties for the farming community and drives the need for management and control measures to minimize the impact of foxes on poultry farms. Australian farmers use strategies such as installing barbed wire fences and building modern enclosures. However, the effectiveness and ethics of these measures remain controversial. The barbed wire fences, which stand between 1.5 to 2 meters high, are designed to prevent foxes from entering the farm. However, their installation requires considerable time and effort, including digging trenches, setting up posts, and stretching wires. While these fences reduce fox intrusion, they also pose risks to other wildlife species. Do you think this method is effective? If so, leave a comment with the number 2. Hunting red foxes is a key strategy implemented when their population reaches levels that threaten both the environment and poultry in Australia. Here is an overview of how hunting is carried out and evaluated by the community. Fox hunting focuses on reducing their population and is conducted year-round. However, each state has its own regulations. In Queensland, hunting is only permitted from May to August. Setting fox traps is an essential part of the control strategy, which involves selecting locations where foxes frequently pass, preparing safe traps, and setting them at the right time. Fox hunting is a common activity in Australia, especially in agricultural areas where foxes pose a threat to poultry. This helps protect national resources from the negative impact of the red fox population. The red fox is considered an invasive species, causing harm to Australia's ecosystem. Hunting is seen as an effective measure to control the fox population and protect native wildlife. However, many argue that hunting is not an effective solution, as it may harm other animal species and their habitats. The Australian government is working to find a balance between environmental conservation and the ethical considerations related to fox hunting.
It's easier said than done sometimes.
If you believe that building modern enclosures and installing fences are effective in protecting poultry farms from foxes, comment number 1. If you agree with hunting and setting fox traps, comment number 0. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more upcoming videos. In 2010, the state of Alaska recorded 125 bear attacks on homes. Fortunately, no one was injured in these incidents. Residents reported that their experience with bear behavior helped them avoid dangerous situations. It is estimated that the cost of repairing homes damaged by bears was around 100,000 USD, including repairs to doors, windows, and structural parts of the house that were damaged while bears searched for food. Leave a comment with the number 1 to learn how the people of Alaska deal with these aggressive bears. In the wild, hunters often encounter bears. Weighing an average of 600 pounds, 270 tug, bears can charge at hunters without warning. When a hunter sees a bear approaching, yelling loudly can be a simple action that might save their life. In this situation, stepping back and shouting, "I'm leaving, back off," or "Hey bear, go away," is effective. Therefore, bear spray becomes an essential tool for hunters to protect themselves. Experience shows that at least 10% of encounters with bears result in injuries. Fortunately, no hunters in Alaska were injured in these encounters, thanks to a year-long hunting training program. Bear hunting in Alaska has changed significantly since the government tightened licensing regulations in 2010. In 2010, only 750 hunters were licensed, but by 2015, this number increased to 5,000 hunters due to expanded hunting areas and additional training for hunters. Thanks to effective management, the number of human-bear collisions decreased from 130 incidents per year in 2010 to 80 incidents in 2015. These courses simulate real-life situations, such as dealing with a bear approaching from a distance of 100 feet, 30 meters, or closer. This helps hunters learn how to handle emergency situations and ensures the safety of both themselves and the animals. Alaska hunting agencies have implemented the use of hunting dogs to assist hunters in dealing with bears. In each hunt, hunters are allowed to use 5 to 7 hunting dogs to help track and locate bears. However, the black bear's instinct allows it to climb trees quickly to escape danger. Therefore, the purpose of using hunting dogs is to drive the bear up a tree, making it easier for hunters to observe and shoot. Comment number 1 if you think using plot dogs is new. Share this video with others for good luck. In 2020, in the Fairbanks area of Alaska, hunters were allowed to hunt an average of 3 black bears per day to ensure a balance between hunting and protecting the bear population in the wild. When venturing deep into the forest, hunters use vehicles equipped with GPS systems to determine safe routes and quickly reach areas with bears. The tracking devices help hunters avoid dangerous zones and guide them to main paths. The Alaskan government often uses hunting dog breeds such as hounds and curly bed dogs to assist hunters in dealing with bears. These dogs are selected for their ability to hunt large animals like bears. They must undergo at least 6 months of intensive training, including tracking, driving bears, and working under the hunter's guidance. Hunters need at least 2 years of experience in training hunting dogs to ensure they have the necessary knowledge and skills to coordinate with the dogs while bear hunting. This not only protects the safety of the hunters, but also optimizes the hunting results. The effective use of hunting dogs has reduced the black bear population in Alaska to around 100,000, helping to maintain a balance in the bear population. Additionally, hunters are responsible for reporting the number of bears they have hunted to the authorities to tightly manage the bear population and ensure that hunting activities do not negatively impact conservation efforts. By the spring of 2024, the use of hunting dogs in Alaska has changed, with hunters beginning to use plot dogs to increase bear hunting effectiveness. Notably, plot dogs have high endurance, allowing them to track bears over long distances and in harsh weather conditions. These changes have forced hunters to pay closer attention to regularly updated hunting policies. Hunters should stay informed about new regulations and laws from state hunting agencies through Alaska's official government websites or annual hunting discussion meetings and reports. Have there been any bear attacks in your area? Leave a comment below. These approaches have been highly effective in preventing the spread of some invasive species. Do you have any ideas for better solutions? Share your thoughts in the comments so we can discuss. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to tell your friends so they can watch too. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.
Hey everyone! Human activities have significantly impacted the habitat of these invasive species. Not only do they directly damage crops, but they also threaten agricultural sustainability, causing an estimated loss of millions of dollars. What measures are being taken to protect cornfields from their invasion? How have farmers implemented these strategies? Leave a comment with the number 1 to explore this with us. Deforestation has had a profound impact on the natural habitats of wildlife. As their habitats shrink, wild boars are forced to search for food in other areas, including farmlands, leading to significant crop damage. According to estimates from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, wild boars cause substantial damage to the nation's corn industry. These damages include crop yield losses, control costs, and property destruction caused by the animals. Deforestation has intensified conflicts between humans and wild boars. Driven by instinct, these animals destroy corn crops, break stalks, and trample fields ready for harvest. Their intrusion not only damages crops but also leaves farmers increasingly concerned. The destruction happens rapidly as wild boars move in groups. The inevitable losses pose a direct threat to corn yield and farmers' income. During harvest, many farmers have encountered wild boars trapped in the blades of corn harvesters. Shockingly, they are flung out, sustaining severe injuries across their bodies. Although the U.S. government has enforced strict measures to control the wild boar population through hunting, the situation remains complex due to their persistent attacks. Terrifying incidents occur when wild boars attack hunters. One notable case involved a massive 250-pound boar that suddenly charged at a group of hunters in the forest. The aggressive animal lunged straight at them, but fortunately, the hunters managed to dodge in time. Their quick reflexes ensured their safety in this intense encounter. To handle such unexpected situations, hunters must strictly follow safety protocols. Carrying firearms with strong defensive capabilities is essential, but mastering shooting skills and accurately assessing a safe distance from wild boars is just as crucial. Most importantly, hunters should always go in groups and be well prepared to respond to sudden boar attacks. In the U.S., hunters must comply with strict licensing requirements to hunt wild boars. These permits often require completing a wildlife management and safety training course to ensure ethical hunting practices. Hunting is only allowed outside residential areas and conservation zones. To promote fair and humane hunting, hunters are prohibited from targeting pregnant boars or piglets. Hunters must carefully adjust their equipment, including firearms and scopes, to ensure high accuracy in harsh weather conditions. They also need to fine-tune elevation and shooting angles to maximize precision in the wild. Hunting as a team is a collective experience that enhances safety in dangerous situations. Hunters can learn and improve their skills, patience, and teamwork with each wild boar hunt. Typically, a group consists of at least 5 to 7 members to provide support. Hunters aim to protect wildlife and maintain ecological balance. They collect data on population and distribution to support conservation efforts. Comment 1 if you support firearm hunting and agree with hunters' safe handling of wild boars. Thank you for watching the entire video. Don't forget to share it for good luck with your family. Watch the full video. In Australia, elephants have also become a growing concern. One day in a certain area, an elephant caused major disruption by aggressively blocking traffic on a highway. Weighing an average of 12,000 pounds, these massive animals can collide with vehicles, create severe traffic congestion, and cause significant damage to cars. In 2021, there were 14 reported elephant attacks at tourist destinations in Australia. Fortunately, no casualties occurred, as victims were promptly taken to the hospital. The issue of invasive elephants attacking tourist sites not only leads to economic losses, but also negatively impacts Australia's tourism reputation. Timely intervention from authorities is crucial to addressing the problem of elephant invasions in the country. For an extended period, hunting elephants in Australia has been strictly prohibited. A 7-year hunting ban was enforced to protect the country's land resources and minimize threats to elephants and other wildlife species. However, due to severe attacks and the rapid reproduction of invasive elephants, the Australian government eventually lifted the ban, allowing hunting to resume. According to the latest data, the population of invasive elephants in Australia has decreased from 130,000 to approximately 88,000 as a result of these hunting efforts.
Again, shoot again.
In each invasive elephant hunt, at least 3 hunters are required to ensure safety, as elephants are often too large to be taken down in a single attempt. During these hunts, scopes may not be necessary since hunters typically maintain a distance of around 100 to 200 feet. Without scopes, hunters have greater flexibility and can focus more on their movements. Hunters must be experienced in handling close encounters with invasive elephants to avoid the dangers posed by their massive size and speed. Taking down an invasive elephant requires precision and knowledge of its weak points. The optimal target areas include the head, specifically sensitive spots such as the eyes, forehead, or ears.
6+ tons.
Let's go. Let's go. He's down. Thanks, man.
However, shooting directly at the center of the head does not guarantee a quick takedown, often requiring multiple shots to achieve the goal. Hunters undergo specialized training in Australia to develop these skills. The environment for hunting invasive elephants is highly dangerous, with frequent encounters with hyenas and other wild animals. In Australia, hunters must obtain a government-issued hunting license and be at least 18 years old to participate in this high-risk activity. The invasive elephant hunting season runs from May to September each year, significantly reducing elephant attacks on tourist areas. As a result, public fear has noticeably decreased. During the hunting season, locals and hunters in Australia strictly adhere to the ban on hunting pregnant elephants and calves. Each year, the number of elephants hunted ranges from 50 to 100, regulated by government agencies to ensure population control. Violating license regulations results in severe penalties. Using antlers is a key part of a hunter's aiming strategy. With invasive elephants reaching heights of around 10 feet, hunters would struggle to handle them without assistance. Traveling by car across rugged terrain at speeds reached on challenging landscapes, hunters can save time and energy when moving to hunting areas. The speed of cars on wild terrain ranges from 20 to 40 miles per hour. After successfully taking down an invasive elephant in Australia, authorities processed the animal and distributed its meat to local residents. People in the area often struggle with food shortages and hunger. Hunting invasive elephants in Australia has sparked controversy and lacks public support for various reasons. This practice disrupts the ecosystem, as a decline in elephant numbers can lead to an overgrowth of grass and vegetation, increasing competition among other wildlife. Many oppose hunting invasive elephants with guns for environmental reasons, as gunfire noise negatively impacts the ecosystem. The loud shots startle wildlife, disrupt natural tranquility, and may cause stress to non-target species. Many hunters have ignored regulations on elephant hunting, creating a serious environmental issue. Individuals and hunting organizations have taken advantage of the situation for personal and commercial gain. The illegal trade of elephant parts further reduces wild populations. This issue has prompted local authorities to intervene, cracking down on illegal trade, deploying rescue teams to free elephants from traps, and relocating them to wildlife conservation centers. Do you support the use of guns to manage millions of invasive elephants in Australia? If yes, comment 1. If not, comment 0. Since these measures impact the control of certain invasive species, do you believe in a better solution? If so, share your thoughts below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support our upcoming videos.
Good shot, second shot. Heck of a shot.
Hello everyone, Indonesia is the only country in the world home to the Komodo dragon, a giant reptile with around 3,500 individuals living on the islands of Komodo, Rinca, Flores, and nearby areas. These lizards are renowned for their powerful bite, generating a force of about 8.8 pounds, enough to inflict serious injuries on livestock like goats, wild boars, and even humans in rare cases. Drop comment number 1 to dive into the thrilling hunting journey of this unique creature. Komodo dragons have dominated Indonesia's tropical islands for millions of years, considered direct descendants of ancient reptiles, with fossil evidence showing their ancestors existed since the Jurassic period. They can reach lengths of up to 3 meters and weigh an average of about 70 kilos, with some adult males reaching 90 kilos. With thick armor-like skin, sharp claws, and sophisticated hunting skills, Komodo dragons are a symbol of wildness and natural power. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, as of 2025, only about 3,500 Komodo dragons remain in the wild, a number reflecting the species' vulnerability to threats like habitat loss and human conflict. They have remarkably adapted to the hot, humid climate of Indonesia's islands. Female Komodo dragons lay around 15-25 eggs per season, typically in the late dry season from August to September, digging burrows up to 2 meters deep to bury their eggs, protecting them from predators like wild boars or even other Komodo dragons. As apex predators, Komodo dragons feed on deer goats, birds, and carrion, playing a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance. However, the presence of Komodo dragons poses significant challenges for the environment and local communities. Leftover food such as bone, skin, and organs decomposes slowly in the tropical environment, leading to soil and water pollution near their habitats. With a maximum speed of 20 km/h and the ability to swim across narrow straits, Komodo dragons frequently attack livestock, particularly goats, pigs, and poultry. According to 2024 statistics, approximately 5,000 livestock are lost annually, causing economic damages of up to 5 million, severely impacting the livelihoods of farmers in villages near Komodo National Park. To address these issues, the Indonesian government has launched a controlled hunting campaign involving around 1,000 hunters from across the country, including experienced locals and conservation experts. After rigorous training in hunting techniques, biosafety, and Komodo dragon behavior identification, only 200 hunters were licensed to use firearms. These hunters must be skilled in navigating rugged terrain, particularly near rivers and streams where Komodo dragons often rest or drink. They use hand signals, communication devices, and topographic maps to coordinate seamlessly, ensuring safety when approaching their targets. Komodo dragons possess an acute sense of smell capable of detecting blood or prey from up to 4 kilometers away, making approaching them extremely difficult and dangerous. To avoid detection, hunters often set up temporary tents, as hides use camouflage clothing with neutral scents, and even apply natural deodorizers like mud to mask body odor. Each hunter is permitted to cull a maximum of 30 Komodo dragons per hunting season, which runs from May to September 2025, when the species is not breeding, to minimize impact on the population. The hunting campaign is part of a wildlife management policy aimed at maintaining ecological balance and reducing human-animal conflicts. Hunters must work in groups of at least 4 and are not allowed to act alone to minimize the risk of attack. Do you think this hunt is dangerous? If so, leave comment number 2. If not, leave number 5. Hunters are only permitted to use the .458 Win Mag rifle, specifically designed with armor-piercing bullets to penetrate the thick skin and robust bone structure of Komodo dragons. For effectiveness, they must have excellent eyesight, enabling accurate shots from up to 300 meters, and typically choose clear days without fog to improve visibility. Wet weather, especially during the rainy season from November to March, reduces the ability to spot Komodo dragons as they hide in dense bushes or rocky caves. A common tactic is using bait such as fresh goat or wild boar meat placed in open areas to attract Komodo dragons, increasing success rates by 40%. Thanks to these strategies, approximately 850 Komodo dragons were culled during the 2024 hunting season.
Nanti lari, soalnya udah bangun dia biawaknya.
The hunting campaign not only mitigates economic losses but also aids environmental protection and enhances community livelihoods. After each season, hunters must collect Komodo dragon carcasses and dispose of them per environmental regulations. They submit detailed reports on the number of dragons, culled hunting locations, and population status to the Indonesian National Park Authority, enabling the government to assess the program's effectiveness and refine policies. Each hunter completing their task receives a $500 stipend and permission to process a portion of the Komodo dragon meat, as regulated, such as drying it or selling it, to specialty restaurants, fostering additional income and sustainable resource use.
Lihat bang. Hah, ada. Mantap. That's it bang.
Capturing Komodo dragons by hand is a technique that demands deep understanding of the species' behavior, along with physical strength, agility, and unwavering resolve. Hunters use specialized ropes, metal poles, and weighted nets to restrain aggressive dragons, ensuring safety for both humans and animals. This method is not just a hunting activity, but an art form blending the thrill of the chase with a commitment to preserving Indonesia's natural heritage. Trained hunters are adept at recognizing stress signals in Komodo dragons, such as defensive postures or hissing to minimize pain and ensure humane treatment during capture. Some hunters even keep behavioral logs, contributing valuable data to scientific research on the species. When the hunting season ends, hunters must submit comprehensive reports to the authorities, including details on the number of dragons culled, any incidents that occurred, and observations about their habitat. They are encouraged to study Komodo dragon behavior to avoid unexpected attacks. Safety is the top priority, with strict regulations on equipment checks such as rifles and ropes, and team coordination to prevent accidents. Yes, Komodo dragon meat is used as food, but only a limited amount is permitted for consumption, and this occurs in tightly regulated areas managed by Komodo National Park under strict oversight by authorities. Dragons weighing over 70 kiloi are not allowed for food use due to the risk of toxin accumulation, especially in older individuals, and they must be disposed of according to regulations to prevent disease spread. Each hunter is allowed to process a maximum of 22 kilos of meat, all of which must be inspected by Indonesian health authorities to ensure food safety. These hunting and management measures have proven effective in mitigating the negative impacts of Komodo dragons while protecting the environment and livelihoods of Indonesians. Do you have any ideas to improve these solutions, such as non-lethal methods or community education programs? Share your thoughts in the comments for us to discuss. Please support our channel with a like and subscribe. Goodbye and see you in the next video. As a seasoned hunter, I've traversed countless wild terrains, but the rugged mountains of Cantabria, Spain, always keep me on edge. This time was no different. With the wild boar population surging at an alarming rate, our team received desperate calls from locals. And so our mission began anew, not just to hunt, but to help restore peace for those whose lives have been disrupted by these destructive beasts. Want to learn more about the hunt? Drop a comment with the number 1 and keep watching this video. We were moving along a ridge in Cantabria in August 2024, where the rugged terrain and thick underbrush forced us to tread carefully. Suddenly, the barking of hounds erupted about 50 meters ahead. Instinct kicked in my grip, tightening on the rifle, and I rushed toward the sound. A wild boar was caught in the thicket. All of a sudden, it burst free and bolted with astonishing speed. We immediately gave chase. Shots rang out as we tried to bring it down. Finally, a well-placed shot dropped the boar, now fully surrounded by our pack of hounds. I fired one more round to be sure. After nearly 20 minutes of silence, the hounds erupted again, this time from the other side of the Cantabria ridge. "Something's out there," I whispered, finger already on the trigger. Then, like a bolt of lightning, a massive herd of wild boars charged down the slope. One boar took a hit, but the others escaped. We weren't about to give up. Soon enough, the dogs cornered another. This time, there was no way out. The boar hesitated for a moment, then staggered and tumbled down the hill. A perfect shot. The chase lasted only seconds, but the adrenaline of a life-or-death sprint lingered. The herd scattered in every direction, but with our skilled hounds, we kept up the chase. "I've got one," I called over the radio, breathing steady, eyes locked on the target. I raised my rifle, took aim. Boom! The boar flinched, reeling from the hit. I didn't hesitate, rushing forward and firing another shot to bring it down for good. A surge of exhilaration and relief washed over the team after the intense pursuit. As I caught my breath, the action continued across the Cantabria ridge. Javier had a target in his sights, firing several shots, but this was no ordinary boar. It was powerful, cunning, and not going down easily. Despite taking multiple hits, it broke free. But we had a plan. Another hunter had moved into position ahead. We didn't need to chase. Exhaustion would bring it down sooner or later. After a brief rest, we pressed on with the hunt in the Cantabria Mountains. Suddenly, a strange sound echoed from the brush to our right. I raised my hand, signaling the team to halt. Then boom! A massive wild boar burst out, eyes wild with panic. I didn't hesitate, raising my rifle finger on the trigger. After it, I shouted. We charged forward, determined not to let it escape. Just when we thought we'd lost its trail, Miguel spotted it hiding in the thicket. This time it had no chance. The predator had become the prey. We heard another strange sound. Sure enough, another wild boar crashed through the thick grass. I held my breath, pulled the trigger. Boom! The boar staggered, took a few unsteady steps, and collapsed. A final triumph capped off a day full of drama. Wild boars, sometimes weighing over 150 kilos, have long plagued Cantabria's rural communities with relentless destruction. Traditional defenses like fences or traps can't contain these clever, stubborn beasts. So we're left with one last option: hunting. Now the 7-hour chase in the deep Cantabria forest began at dawn in August 2024. Our team followed a narrow trail venturing deep into the woods. Suddenly, the hunting dogs barked fiercely, a clear signal. We immediately picked up the pace, deploying a surrounding formation. I loaded my rifle and fired as soon as I got the signal. The wild boar was taken down cleanly in a flash. A perfect start. Right after felling the first one, I quickly reloaded, ready for whatever might come next. Suddenly, another wild boar charged down from higher ground. I didn't hesitate and pulled the trigger. One shot was enough, and the beast dropped on the spot. In the stillness of the Cantabria forest, the sound of wild boars crashing through the brush was unmistakable. We didn't rush, patiently waiting until they were in our sights, then fired. The gunshot echoed through the forest, and just moments later, another boar lay motionless on the forest floor. Holding high ground always gives hunters an advantage. From an elevated lookout in Cantabria, we had a clear view, making our shots more effective. Maria, the only female hunter in our group, locked eyes with a small herd. As they approached, she pulled the trigger. Unfortunately, they managed to escape. We repositioned and deployed a new ambush strategy. Before long, a herd appeared, and Carlos, the closest hunter, fired. With a single decisive shot, the boar collapsed motionless on the spot. Observing from a distance, we spotted a familiar dark shape running. The hunter beside me took a confident shot. Just a few steps later, the boar dropped dead. More wild boars charged out of the Cantabria forest, rushing like a storm. As they fled in panic, we fired relentlessly. When the dust settled, several boars lay motionless, left behind in the depths of the forest. Day and night, locals lived in constant fear as crops were uprooted, trash cans ransacked, and vehicles collided with these four-legged beasts on highways. They breed rapidly, destroy everything in their path, and show no fear of humans. Authorities are helpless, locals are frustrated, and that's when hunters like us step in. The most intense wild boar hunt of 2024 kicks off right now in Cantabria. Seasoned hunters gather, gearing up at the foot of the mountain to begin the chase. We split into groups, taking positions along the slopes with a clear view of the valley below. The barking of the hunting dogs grows louder, a clear sign that the target is being fiercely pursued. There it is, a massive wild boar trying to escape in panic. Without hesitation, I raise my rifle aim and fire. Following the dog's barking, I catch a glimpse of another boar moving into view. I don't give it a chance firing again. A series of quick, precise shots brings it down easily. From my ambush point in Cantabria, I scan the area searching for the next target. Before long, I spot a boar staggering from the dry brush in the valley below. It's a long shot beyond the range for a standard shot, but I know I don't have a second chance. I take a deep breath, steady my hands, and pull the trigger. The gunshot rings out, and just a beat later, the boar collapses. It's a mix of surprise, adrenaline, and pride. Not luck, but skill and confidence in myself paying off. I quietly weave through the Cantabria brush, each step silent and cautious. Peering through the foliage, I spot a boar in a clearing. I quickly pursue, closing the distance, and when it's in my sights, I fire. Everything goes surprisingly smoothly. A strong start like this is always a sign of a successful hunting day. Do you like this wild boar hunt? If yes, leave comment number 2. If no, leave number 5. After a tense chase, the wild boar herd scatters in all directions. I quickly move to a thicket in Cantabria for an ambush. Time crawls by each second, feeling like a century, but I know patience always pays off. Suddenly, a boar charges out its footsteps, giving me just enough warning. I don't hesitate, sharp reflexes kick in. A crisp shot rings out and the boar drops. A swift, clean, and decisive ambush. In a rich ecosystem like Cantabria, wild boars love to hide, so I know more are still lurking. I keep searching. A dark shadow darts by a gunshot, echoes, but I don't stop. I find fresh tracks, then another opportunity. A small group of boars moves into my sights. A few precise shots later, they're down. An efficient ambush, just the way I like it. After several tense encounters, the team started feeling fatigued. But just as we paused to rest, more wild boars appeared sneaking through the dense foliage in Cantabria. Wasting no time, we flushed them out of their hiding spots. As a few burst from the bushes, I raised my rifle and pulled the trigger. Quick and precise shots, despite their agility and alertness, our experience and composure under pressure gave them no chance to escape. In the forest, boars occasionally darted through the thickets. We didn't miss a beat, relentlessly pursuing, surrounding, and seizing every opportunity to strike. Last night, residents of Santonia, Cantabria barely slept as wild boars repeatedly invaded the town, causing chaos. With the situation growing increasingly severe, we immediately deployed a response team. Throughout the night, after following multiple clues, everything pointed to one direction. These wild beasts may have migrated from the nearby Saja Bisaya National Park. As usual, we set out early in August 2024, heading into the Cantabria forest where wild boars were hiding. Everyone on the team was fully equipped with weapons essential gear, and most importantly, our loyal hunting dogs, indispensable partners in any boar hunt. As soon as we positioned ourselves, a herd of wild boars suddenly burst out from the distance in a frantic escape. Without hesitation, we locked onto our targets and fired. The gunfire echoed through the forest. One bullet struck a boar which tumbled a few times before collapsing. The first trophy of the day. About 100 meters away in Cantabria, we hid eyes scanning every movement in the dense forest. The familiar rifle was loaded and ready. All that was left was waiting for the right moment. After 10 minutes, the sudden sound of pounding hooves broke the silence. I adjusted my aim and pulled the trigger decisively. The gunshot shattered the stillness, and the boar I targeted dropped instantly. A clean, precise shot ending the tense wait and bringing an unmatched sense of satisfaction. But that wasn't the end. We quickly reloaded, ready for the next tense confrontation. As we moved along the leaf-covered slopes of Cantabria, an unexpected sight emerged. A herd of wild boars suddenly appeared, charging like a storm, shaking the entire forest. Determined not to lose the trail, we picked up speed, closed in, and quickly narrowed the gap. Before long, the rifle fired again, and an adult boar was taken down in a flash. I caught up with one that had broken from the herd, swiftly choosing a strategic shooting position. As it charged past, I acted immediately, dropping it with a clean shot, giving it no chance to escape. With relentless pursuit and closing in, the remaining wild boars had no choice but to reveal themselves. When a target showed signs of exhaustion and broke from the herd, that's when we struck. In a hail of bullets, each precise shot meant another boar down. We took down all kinds, from agile medium-sized ones to large, battle-hardened beasts. Every trophy was the result of patient skill and perfect teamwork amid the wild Cantabria landscape. Moving to a new ambush point in Cantabria, something suspicious suddenly caught the team's attention. Wasting no time, we took our positions, eyes scanning every corner of the surrounding area. There it was. A familiar dark shape emerged. I held my breath, pulled the trigger with determination, and the boar dropped instantly, ending a thrilling chase. Cantabria, located in northern Spain, is renowned for its stunning beaches and rugged mountain landscapes. However, beneath this beauty lies an increasingly uncontrollable threat: the wild boar population explosion. According to local authorities, over 250 hectares of crops were destroyed in 2023, alone putting hundreds of farmers in a difficult situation. The problem is compounded by the fact that wild boars have no natural predators here, allowing their numbers to surge unchecked. This situation has prompted several hunting groups to take action, including ours, in the hopes of curbing this escalating threat. As soon as we arrived in the western mountains of Cantabria, one of the region's wild boar hotspots, we took our positions. It didn't take long. Just a few minutes later, we spotted a boar running at high speed. Without hesitation, we pursued and fired, bringing in the first prize of the day. To our surprise, it wasn't just one boar, but several others nearby. The air suddenly filled with the sound of barking dogs and the wild boar's screeches, making the atmosphere tense and charged.
Çek abi, voltu çek. İnsanlara dikkat.
We continued with a series of relentless attacks, taking down several boars right on the spot. What shocked me the most was their size, massive, muscular, with bodies as thick as monsters hiding in the forest. After leaving the woods, we moved to a lower hill in Cantabria with a clear view ideal for spotting targets. From there, I fixed my sights on a massive, powerful alpha boar fleeing. Holding my breath, I lined up the perfect shot and brought it down with a single bullet. The team then shifted focus to the other boars nearby, hoping to take down a few more. Following a trail through the brush of Cantabria, I quietly set up an ambush. Then suddenly a wild boar charged out. Without thinking, I raised my rifle and fired a shot with experience, ending it instantly. As I scanned the area for more targets, a herd suddenly appeared, their fur bristling as if sensing danger. They scattered chaotically through the brush. After observing for a moment, I spotted one rushing through my line of sight. I seized the opportunity, squeezed the trigger, and landed a fatal shot. We continued the pursuit and brought down a few more. What surprised us was how many wild boars were still out there. Then unexpectedly, a lone boar attempted to escape by running along the slope of the Cantabria mountain. I spotted it just in time and took it down with a perfect shot. The further we went, the more signs and clues we found. Following the trail, we reached a dense thicket. Finally, I identified the target rifle ready and aimed straight for the weak spot. The shot rang out and the boar dropped immediately. Wild boars can breed year-round, with each litter consisting of 6 to 10 piglets. If left unchecked, they will continue to destroy crops and threaten the livelihoods of the people of Cantabria. While we managed to take down quite a few today in the grand scheme, this is just a small chapter in the long battle against these intelligent and dangerous creatures. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please support us with a like and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye, and we'll see you in the next video. The richness of nature is reflected not only in diverse ecosystems, but also in the existence of unique animal species. One such species is the red fox, known for its vibrant red fur and sharp eyes. The red fox is a symbol of intelligence and agility, often found in forests, grasslands, and suburban areas of North America. Drop comment number 1 to explore more about the red fox. The presence of red foxes not only helps maintain ecological balance, but also enhances the natural beauty of their habitats. With their remarkable adaptability, red foxes are a testament to the wonder and richness of nature that we must protect. In the states of New South Wales and Victoria, where foxes frequently appear and attack farms, the primary cause is human encroachment into their natural habitats, forcing foxes to seek food at farms. This has created a challenging situation for farmers who are concerned not only about the safety of their families but also about economic losses. The increase in fox attacks has raised alarm among farming communities as they face significant damages and struggle to protect their poultry. However, the red fox's adaptation to urban environments can also lead to invasive behaviors in residential areas, including suburban farms. When natural food sources become scarce, red foxes may venture into human-populated areas to search for food, resulting in attacks on poultry farms or food storage sites. These behaviors not only cause property damage, but also raise concerns about the safety of residents and pets. The increasing conflicts between red foxes and humans in 2025 call for effective management measures to mitigate these situations while protecting both the red foxes and the community. To implement hunting measures effectively and humanely, choosing the right location is crucial. Areas without urban activity, such as deep forests in the Rocky Mountains or remote wilderness in Canada, are ideal for conducting hunts. Here, both humans and wildlife have their own space, reducing conflicts and ensuring community safety. Do you agree with this approach? If yes, leave comment number 2. If not, leave number 5. When hunting red foxes, thorough preparation is essential to ensure safety and effectiveness. First, hunters must have a valid permit and understand Canada's fox hunting regulations to protect wildlife. Equipping a high-accuracy rifle with a 200-meter range and a quality scope is crucial, along with camouflage clothing to avoid detection. Hunters also need protective gear to shield themselves from external elements. When approaching red foxes, maintaining a safe distance is essential. Hunters should observe from afar, about 150 meters, to assess the fox's behavior, and only move closer when certain it won't be startled. When the target is within shooting range, act decisively but cautiously, ensuring the shot is accurate and swift. Decisiveness and attention to safe distance not only increase the likelihood of success, but also protect the hunter and the surrounding environment. However, this approach also raises ethical and sustainability concerns. Hunting may lead to a decline in red fox populations, disrupting ecosystem balance and potentially causing long-term conflicts between humans and wildlife. Therefore, while hunting can yield immediate results, it must be conducted responsibly and combined with conservation measures to ensure long-term harmony between agriculture and nature. Instead, we can use environmentally friendly trapping methods, a more effective and humane solution for managing red fox populations. Modern traps are designed to avoid injuring animals, allowing them to be safely captured without harm. By placing traps in areas where foxes frequently roam in suburban Ontario, we can control their numbers without resorting to killing. This approach not only protects the fox species, but also maintains ecological balance in the region while demonstrating human responsibility toward nature. Additionally, creating suitable habitats for red foxes can enable more proactive control without the negative impacts of hunting. By establishing conservation areas in the Canadian prairies or ecological zones where red foxes can live and find food naturally, we can reduce human-wildlife conflicts. Simultaneously, educating communities about the importance of red foxes in ecosystems and how to safely interact with them can raise awareness and alleviate concerns. These measures not only help maintain biodiversity, but also protect the interests of farmers and communities, fostering harmony between humans and nature without resorting to hunting or other negative interventions. Thank you for watching the video. Please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the latest videos. See you in the next videos.